been a while. I don't remember the last time that I recorded. I want to say it was months ago. I am in my first trimester of my last pregnancy, and this is the last one. I will not be doing this again. I'm good. I've gone through it 3 times and I'm good. It's either today or tomorrow that marks the 1-year anniversary of starting my recovery from disordered eating, specifically binge eating disorder. And it has been a year. I think back to the beginning of it all, how many ups and downs I've gone through. And it's so funny to finish it off in this state where my relationship to food is a little bit complicated due to the pregnancy. It's super interesting just to be in this position at the very end of my 1 year. And to be honest, as far as binging goes, that really stopped super quickly into recovery because I stopped restricting. I stopped putting all my time and energy and like just thoughts into weight loss and my body and how dissatisfied I was with it. And I put so much more emphasis on just having a better relationship to myself, to how I perceive myself, and to food in general. And once that kind of started going and I just stopped restricting, the binging went away almost immediately. And I felt like as far as relapses go, I didn't have very many, if any. I think maybe I relapsed maybe once into like a binge, but never as bad as it was when I, like right before I started recovery. So I think it was like 3 or 4 months after I did a blood panel, I started my recovery. And like 6 months into recovery, I did another one. And the results were not something I was very happy with, but I kind of had a feeling that like, because I stopped restricting, because I kind of just stopped labeling foods as much and just kind of let myself eat whatever and give myself like kind of food freedom in that way, I did see things that I didn't like with my like cholesterol levels and with like my blood sugar. And after that, I started my gentle nutrition and I started starting to say, hey, like maybe now that I have taken space away from the restriction and have really kind of allowed myself to eat what I want, I think the next step is to allow myself to eat healthy foods too. Because I think even when I wanted healthy foods, I always equated it to me losing my freedom. There's an inner child there. There is a part inside of me that thinks back to when she was like 9 or 10 and going to a restaurant with my family and being kind of guilted into choosing the healthier option, and how uncomfortable it felt to not have that freedom or to not feel like that I had any say over what I wanted. And that was just even outside of food. I felt that a lot as a kid, that I had to almost like keep quiet about my wants and needs. And I think it shows up in my food choices when I have a desire for something maybe that is traditionally healthy. If I know that it's healthy and I know I could have the unhealthy option or the unhealthy option, you know, maybe the option with more calories, with more, you know, this or that, even though I want the healthier option, there's something inside of me that says like, no, you don't. And don't let anybody tell you you want that option. Go for the other one. Like, it's the weirdest thing. It's the strangest thing. And I don't even know how, you know, it's crazy how much like you can hold just past experiences, even when logically you know that they're no longer happening in that present moment, your body feels like they are. So like I have a very physical response in those moments, and I think the best thing that I have practiced that has helped the situation is paying attention in those moments to those physical reactions. Like, where do I feel it? Do I feel it in my throat, in my chest? And in that moment, being able to, even if I still go with the option that I didn't inherently want, feeling like I can talk myself through it. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to choose whatever it is that you actually want. It's okay to voice that. It's okay to let that be known. And you don't have to feel guilty for the choices of food, especially if they're coming from a really rooted place and not from necessarily the most emotional place, especially when it doesn't warrant it. Like, it's not a birthday, it's not a celebration. You are simply choosing your lunch, and it's okay to choose the salad, even though you know that normally you might choose the sandwich or the burger. Like, it's okay to stray away from what feels like freedom or what felt like freedom in the past. A lot is coming up for me because I am my wedding date is quickly approaching in a few months, and you know, weddings and being married and being chosen and choosing someone else, like, the whole concept is often super glamorized, especially about the women's beauty. Like, as a bride, you have to be beautiful, you have to be thin, you have to look this way, you have to look that way. There's like a lot of that being, you know, pumped out into society and to women's minds about what it means to be a bride. And so that does not escape my psyche, you know, it doesn't escape my reality. Like, I know that still comes into my head, and I know that there was a long time where I pictured myself as a bride and she was always thin. That dream was always like, as a thin bride, as a, you know, having not just being thin, but looking super good, like looking fit. Like, I know that beside the pregnancy, the weight that I am at is not my set weight. And I know within this community, or within the community of body positivity, or like not even body positivity, but really kind of having some awareness of eating disorders and body dysmorphia and things like that, it's kind of like taboo to say what I just said, and also be somebody who advocates for better body image and for better understanding of eating disorders. But I do think, like, if I look at all my blood work, if I look at health factors, there's definitely things that I need to be doing that are more health conscious and take into consideration where my health is now and where I want it to be. And I know those changes will inherently cause some weight loss and some body fat to go away. So like, I can't negate facts or science, you know, like, I know this as a nutritionist. It's hard to get away from the knowledge of that. Like, I don't think there's a world in which my cholesterol levels lower to the point that I need them to, that my blood sugar, my insulin resistance lowers to the point that it needs to be at, or should be at my age, and that there's no change in body composition in terms of fat and muscle. It's just like, it's probably not going to happen. And not because I lose weight will those things change. It's more so like, because those things are changing, the body starts to let go a lot of the fat, the excess fat, because it no longer needs it. It burns it off. The metabolism improves your metabolism improves, and not just in a fat loss sense, just the operations on a cellular level improve when those numbers improve, and it results in your body letting go a lot of that weight. So like having that knowledge as a holistic nutritionist leads me to feel that this isn't my set weight. This is my weight as a result of the past few years and how I've managed my health and how the relationship that I've had to food has manifested. So, in years from now, I believe the manifestation will create a different body composition naturally and not out of force necessarily, in the way that that fad diets and yo-yo dieting and kind of the mindset of looking for straight just weight loss will cause. I will say I feel content, a lot of contentment and peace in my most conscious moments throughout this time. It's kind of hard to stay present and to stay grounded in reality and like the situation right now because of all the symptoms that I'm feeling. It kind of feels like the world's crashing down. But when I do have moments of clarity, I do feel super grateful and very content and at peace with life. I think I will continue to make some videos about recovery, about disordered eating, about nutrition, gentle nutrition for sure, about working out, about exercising, about all that stuff, all health related things. I know I'm going to continue to make content and make videos on. I will say though, I think that concentrating solely on disordered eating has kind of become something that I no longer feel compelled to do. I think I've shared a lot of my story thus far. Although of course I'm open to questions. If you guys want me to answer any questions on my experience with recovery. I do wish I would have recorded a little bit more towards the end of this 1 year journey, but hindsight's 2020. I'll be coming back with another video very soon. So thanks guys for watching this little update, and I will see you guys in the next one.